Look, she's flaring her nostrils.
That was not what we were going to talk about. I told you I wasn't going to tell you, but come on. So anyway, so this is what I've been thinking about because we've had lots of conversations lately with the different shows and things that are going on and stuff, and raising kids, raising horses. And my thought is participation awards.
Oh, no. Here we go.
So we all know I have an opinion on this, right?
I do too.
But I was not okay. So in the world today, we're giving kids participation awards, which we're totally against. Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
But I feel like with horses, sometimes we give them participation awards.
Absolutely.
So it's like, oh, thanks, Ebony. You showed up today. I'm so glad you're here. No matter what you do, you showed up. Here's your ribbon.
Yep.
And I think that that's where we get stuck because we're not moving forward, like in our horsemanship.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're like, oh, well, today I showed up and, you know, I tried, so I should get an award for that. Somebody should recognize that. Instead of being like, today I showed up because I've got a goal. Yep. I've got somewhere I'm going to go.
Yep. And
what is it that I've got to do to get there? Because when we go to the show pen, when we go to sell a horse, when we go to have a baby from our brood mares, nobody cares about the participation award. They're not coming here for that. They're coming here for results,
yep,
horse quality, and to get the horse that's going to match them.
Uh-huh.
And so if all we do is participation awards, we're never going to have that. You know, we're going to end up with those horses that were like, oh my gosh, will you just stop? Like, don't buck me off today.
See, I think that's part of it too. You know, we think if we got on our horse and rode and didn't get bucked off, it was a good day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So like, even with her, like, she's a lover, you knew that. Mm-hmm. But I got her out today and I was like, you know what? We haven't ridden our Romels in a while. Today is not a participation award. Today we are going on refinement for our Romels.
Right.
Right? Because ultimately that's what we want to see her in. I mean, she's finished. She's got all the things. But again, if we don't practice that so that when we need it, it's not, you know, then we don't have it there. But I was thinking about that, like how many times that is just like, here's your participation award for showing up. Instead of, okay, we've got to get 1% better today. We've got to move forward today. We've got to do whatever it is that we need and want for the day. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. I think also there's no sense of commitment to the horse.
Yes.
You know, I bought this horse. I wanted this horse. Mm-hmm. This horse needs to be ridden at least 3 days in a row. Mm-hmm. For me to progress it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I just don't feel like it today. Mm-hmm. It's too hot. It is too hot.
As we're sweating.
Yeah. But, yeah, mm-hmm. I think, you know, I get it. Is it hot? Yes, it's hot. Am I out here looking at Fable going, yay? I am. But we don't set that aside mm-hmm. and tune in. We give ourselves a participation award. I made it to the barn. It's all good. But we don't push ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we don't push ourselves, we can't bring our horse to the next level. We can't bring our knowledge to the next level. And so it's like, well, I came. Mm-hmm. Well, anybody can do that. Anybody can walk out to the barn. Mm-hmm. Takes a true horseman to stick with it when it's 100 degrees out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you're looking at just changing things up. You're like, dude, okay, so we're not going to chase this horse around or whatever, but like, Ebony, we worked on our stops, we worked on our turnarounds, just keeping things, but we need more refinement in that, like, right? So I don't know a horse that doesn't, even, you know, futurity winners, all that stuff. Like, they are still working on refinement, all those things.
Every day.
And it's having that goal, you know, in it staying focused that even if all I do is make it to the barn to lead my horse in and out of the stall, was that the best that I could do? Was that was that the best leading I've ever had? Was that the best haltering I've ever had? Was that the best unhaltering I've ever had?
Right.
I mean, if we focus on the quality of all those movements, then we're not going to get a participation award. We're going for a finished award.
I think people forget that there are so many ways to work your horse.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily mean that you got the saddle out today.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that you bridled today. Maybe the big thing today was getting them to back up with more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Or getting them to take that left turn.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff you can do from the ground. I mean,
or they stand while you brush them off.
I mean, stand patiently and quietly, waiting on me.
Mm-hmm. Right? Fable standing, waiting, very patiently, quietly.
Slobbering,
Clover's out. But yeah, but I was thinking about that. I'm like, when we come out here, and especially as horse trainers, when we're out here and we're training horses, you're not sending your horse to me for a participation award.
Nope.
You're sending your horse for a results award. You're like, okay, this is my expectations. This is what we talked about. I'm expecting that you're going to get those things from my horse, and you're going to basically boot camp them. Like we get serious about what we're working on. That doesn't mean that we're running them into the ground. That means we're very strategic about the time that we spend with them, making sure that the time that we spend together is quality.
Well, and finding out that day where the major problem is. Because it changes day to day. One day you bring them out and their stop's fabulous and you're like, yay, we solved it. And the next day you come out and you go, well, that wasn't a stop. Where'd that come from? That's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to adjust to the situation. You got to think it through, which is, I tend to go too much, too fast. Don't think it through. I think too, I mean, people expect that when you go to work, which, this is our work, but when you go to work, do they just give you your paycheck because you showed up?
Right.
Because I ain't never had that happen.
I had to work for mine.
I did too. And so are we creating a false sense of reality when we hand out participation awards?
Yes.
These kids, and I'm gonna say kids because 4-H is what's on our mind right now, with it being Fair Week and stuff. These kids aren't learning anything when you get a ribbon, no matter what happened. I've never understood that. That's not how it was when I was growing up.
No. And that's a recent change in the rule book. And, and the judges can't do nothing about it because it's a statewide thing. Anyway, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
No.
But here's my thing, because that is what kind of stemmed this. But then we think about like what we need to do. But I was making a video for the ranch circle because we were in barn talk. We were talking about stops and we were talking about turnarounds and stuff like that. And so I was like, hey, I need to make a supplemental video, send out to my circle members so that they have a little bit more information about exactly, like, here's the visual of what Dawn was talking about.
Here's what you actually need to do to make this happen.
And then I work those into our challenges and stuff. So into our monthly challenges so that, we're focused on that for the month. But I was working on that and I was bringing Ebony around. We didn't do any prep work. I just literally got on her and took her around, and she didn't want to turn. Like, she turned to the right, but if you gave her a grade, it was a C. Ew, right? So I took a second, even though we weren't working on that in the video, and was like, hey, we're fixing that now, because then the rest of the ride went better.
Yeah.
And if you ignore that, like, that's where you get into trouble. And that's what I want, that's what we talk about a lot. Like, pay attention to what is in front of you. Ride that horse that you're on. That was a big topic in the last one. But riding the horse that we're sitting on, not the horse someone else is riding. And if you feel something, just fix it real quick.
And remember that if you ignore a problem, you're creating a problem.
Yes, absolutely. You're teaching them that's okay. They don't know right from wrong.
Participation award. It's all right if I do that. They'll still let me go.
Yeah.
Fix it fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
struggling with Mona right now
Mhm.
because she's decided that in groundwork it's okay to buck every now and again.
Mhm.
It's not okay to buck at
No.
all. So we're working on getting that
Mhm.
out of the way and fixed because it's just not okay anymore.
Mhm. Well, and you look at that too, and we look at young horses, and it's like this horse has never done this, or this horse hasn't done this since like the first day we saddled them or whatever, right? Because they get a free pass on the first day we saddle them, but then all of a sudden they're like, okay, it's been 6 months. I think I should try that again.
Mhm.
That seems like a
Can
great
I get
idea.
away with that?
And you're like, dude, where'd that come from? So again, like you said, fix it,
Mhm.
fix it, move on. I don't
And
know.
we all make mistakes and don't fix things sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, part of Mona's problem is I know she's not going to bunk under saddle. She's great under saddle.
Right.
Here, I'll just sort of kind of get
Mhm.
on her for that. And guess what? It got worse. And now I
Mhm.
have a problem and I've got to fix it because
Yep.
I made a problem.
But you're gonna learn a lot,
Yep.
and you'll never make that mistake
Nope.
again. Yeah, learning the hard way. But you think about that too. I'm gonna go down a whole nother rabbit hole of colt starting because we all know how much we love Dan's colt starts. But you turn around and you look at the colt starting, and it's like that is such an important phase. And if I have a horse and I'm sending it off to training, I'm not looking for you to learn how to train a horse on my horse. I want you to have already done so many colt starts that you can do them in your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever. It's just part of what you do. It's like putting on your clothes every day, brushing your teeth every day. And so then when you've got my colt, you're just going through your steps in your process to make that the best colt that it can be. And then I don't have to worry about you messing my horse up because you've done so many of them. And I see it a lot and gonna call it as I see it, backyard trainers
Mm-hmm.
that are starting colts and they're leaving holes and they're huge holes. And then when they come to us for finish work, like it's like, hey, my horse doesn't lope real well. Well, like we've got to fix that. But it's like, could we have prevented some of these things by getting them the right start and getting them moving forward? But then again, you go back and you're like, okay, this horse is 5. It got started at 2. That's not that colt starter's fault at that point.
No, we
You know what I
let the
mean?
problem just roll.
Yeah. And so, but I always look at that like if I have a horse, I wanted to have the best foundational start because I get them after Dan does them. Like once they get so far and they get through what he needs, then they're ready for some finish work. That's when they come to me and we're doing the drags and we're doing the gates and we're doing the
All the
prettier
fun
lead
stuff,
departures to tracking those types of things. And so we're taking them to that next level. But then they're at the same time, it's like it's so easy because of what he's already done. It's just like just smooth like butter and I look really cool.
And I would tell you if you're watching this and you're considering getting a colt started or you're getting ready to try to find someone, I'm going to tell you the most important thing you can spend your money on is starting your colt. If it's not started right, then you've got a lifetime of bad problems instead of small problems.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we'd rather have small problems and fix those, something that we're capable of handling, than to have those big holes because we thought it's just a colt starting.
Yeah.
They'll do it for $300. Let's just do that. Yeah. Okay. So remember, when it comes to colt starting, you get what you pay for. And you better pay for somebody that's got some knowledge, can read a horse, and is constantly learning as they go. Learning more all the time, searching out people that can take them further. Because, if they can't progress themselves, how are they going to progress your horse?
Right.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, and when I look at colt starting, I think of it's like elementary school. It's putting your horse in the right preschool and the right elementary school so that later down the road they don't have problems and everything runs smoothly for them. They have a good education. And it's an investment because honestly, that colt start should carry them, if it's done right, it should carry them actually, if it's done wrong, it will too.
Mhm.
Carry them through their entire life. So if you look at it and you're like, okay, so I have a 2 to 3-year-old that I'm ready to get started under saddle, and I'm going to have this horse at 20 years old. Man, I want it started right.
I want a good job done, and I don't want to have to worry about it.
Yeah. And if I do it wrong, or I have someone do it wrong, or they don't have time, you don't have the time to spend with that horse to get it done right, then you're going to be dealing with the repercussions of that for the next 20 years.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, if your colt starter doesn't have you out once a week to get you familiar with what he's doing
Mm-hmm.
or how he's doing it, to tell you what your horse is when he's trying to be trained, because what that horse is on the ground with you is not necessarily who that horse is when Dan's trying to start it.
Absolutely.
So he can tell you, here's your horse's problems, here's the things your horse excels at, and
Mm-hmm.
here's where we need to go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't care enough to go out once a week and make sure that you don't really want a good horse.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to tell you, I worry, because I don't start very many,
Mm-hmm.
but I worry every day. Am I doing the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wait a minute, Dan, what do you think I should do for this? Is this right? Did I do that well enough, or do I need to do it again?
Yeah.
And
Is
I end up.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it's what's the stopping point?
Yeah.
Like, and what do we talked about, circling back to participation awards. What do I reward? And what is not good enough that I need to push?
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with years of experience and knowing. We were talking about that. You and I were working with Fable, and she's doing a great job. We were working on that left lead on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and she was struggling. And you were like, I'm not sure if I need to push more, or do I reward, am I rewarding too late or whatever? And it was literally just, within a stride of figuring it out.
Slow down. That was the answer.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah. But you look at that and it's like, if you're by yourself and you don't have somebody, it's hard. It's hard to know that. There's even times that I ask and I'm like, okay, should I have kept pushing, or did I step off at the right time?
Ebony says we're boring.
Yeah, we are boring. But did I stop at the right time, or did I not? Because sometimes that's hard to know. And I have to just trust my instincts on that. I'm like, I've done enough of these. I've finished enough horses. I've got the skills. I've got all of the know-how. So now it's just, it is trusting. And, even when I was talking to Ben Baldus, because some days I'm like, man, this is like a hot mess. And I don't know if I quit him at the right time, or if I should have kept going or whatever. And, he even talked where he's, awesome in the reining cow horse, but when we were working with him and stuff, he was like, you're going to second guess that, but tomorrow's a new day and you can. So if your timing was off or something like that.
Ebony's bound and determined to photobomb.
I know. Everybody likes to photobomb us. But just figuring out like what that timing is, and just knowing that tomorrow is another day, but as long as we finished the best that we could that day, tomorrow is the next day that we're going to finish the best that we can again.
Yep.
So, but yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So stop giving your horse participation awards.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, we'll wrap this up. We've rabbit holed it a bunch.
Yeah.
So, but great to talk about. Sorry we bored you, Ebony. I apologize for that inconvenience there. So, hey, don't forget to like and share, and keep tuning in. We're going to keep coming to you guys with things that we think about and things we talk about in the barn.
Yep.